Imperial belt, Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with white and weighing in at 122 pounds. His professional record, 38 victories, including 18 knockouts, 3 losses, and 3 draws. From Henderson, Kentucky, here is the WBA number 8 ranked challenger in the world. He is bad to the bone, Bones Adams. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red and green trimmed with gold, also weighing in at 122 pounds. In 38 professional bouts, he has 37 victories, including 29 knockouts, with only 1 defeat. Presenting the reigning and defending WBA Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, damas y caballeros de Reynosa, Mexico, Nestor Garza.
Nestor Garza dedicating this fight to the governor of Tamaulipas.
Okay, Garza.
Says he's going to go in there and make Bones Adams earn that title.
Bones Adams is also fighting for his mom tonight, who suffered a mild stroke 4 weeks ago. They had to sell their pizza business back in Kentucky because his dad, Clarence, doesn't want her worried about the pizza business.
They have a chain of pizza parlors there, and yes, that's an issue.
We certainly wish her the best. She is here tonight. Final instructions from Joe Cortez. Bones Adams, don't call me Clarence.
He's a young man who has been in boxing for quite a while. He turned pro at the age of 16 and is a veteran. Started boxing as an amateur at the age of 5 and had over 180 amateur bouts.
Nestor Garza turned pro at the age of 17 in 1994 and riding an 11-bout winning streak coming in here. Bones tells us he's going to try to put on a boxing show tonight, and we know what Garza's going to try to do.
Garza is one of those hell-bent for leather guys who will either get hurt or hurt you, and a little bit of both have happened in his fights. When he won the title from Enrique Sanchez, he was knocked down early, and the fight then came back, and in his last defense against Kozo Ishii, he was hurt in the 7th round, but was able to come back to win by TKO.
And right now, Bones Adams connected a pretty good left hook, even though they didn't have power, but he was able to slap it in there. Nestor Garza trying to set that tone with his jab, as well as Bones Adams.
Well, Bones knows he can't match up power-wise, but he certainly can match up savvy-wise. He knows what he's doing. He suffered severe shoulder problems, underwent an operation, which set his career back, caused him a couple of losses from a misdiagnosis of what was actually wrong, as Garza tries to step in and apply a quick body shot to Bones Adams.
Yeah, we see Bones Adams stepping from side to side. He's not really wasting that much energy. He's taking his time moving. He's not trying to waste those punches. He's trying to make Garza reach in, as you saw right now.
Nice little right.
Garza has scored 14 first-round knockouts, so he's normally a quick starter, though here he's having some trouble getting past the Adams jab.
Matter of fact, his first 17 fights only went 30 rounds. So that's an average of less than 2 rounds per fight. So
took care of business very quickly.
Yes, he did.
And I do believe that the manager and the trainers out there in the corner of Nestor Garza have to be aware that nobody has ever dropped Bones Adams down to the floor.
That's exactly correct.
Nice counter right hand by Adams. And his plan tonight, and you can do it against Garza, is to counter him as he comes in.
There's a good left to the chin of Nestor Garza as he goes down on his backside quickly.
And there's a little bit of blood on that left.
50 seconds left in the first round. He's kind of grinning, but he knows that he got caught with a beautiful shot.
And bear in mind, he's been down before and gotten up and won. So while it's a setback,
Right now, you have to be careful because Bones Adams is going after him.
Bones is bearing in, hoping to finish this thing off in the first round. What a shocker here in the first round. But Garza fighting his way off the ropes.
And that's Nestor Garza as a dangerous man. Adams got hit with 2 or 3 big shots, and that's what I'm telling you about Garza. You can't count him out when he's knocked down, even though Adams did hurt him in the ropes there.
Yeah, Bones.
Another good shot inside from Bones Adams.
Bones Adams is right there. He's willing to go toe-to-toe. He knows he's never been down, and I guess he figures that he can take any punch that Nestor Garza throws at him.
Menaro, take us inside Garza's corner. This ought to be interesting.
He just got you with a punch, with an unsuspected punch. Yeah, as you see, they're working on that little, you see like a little scratch.
Bones Adams came with a left hook that really I don't think was not his A punch, but it knocked Garza off balance and knocked him down, and Adams was able to come back. It was pretty good half uppercut, half hook.
Yeah, there we see Nestor Garza on the ground taking the A count. There's a right to, and there's that left hook that landed on the side of the jaw. It didn't land straight on the chin, but it landed on the side, which was a good punch. Sent him on his behind.
And as we head to round 2, to reiterate what Al Bernstein has told us, this is not unusual for Garza. He's gotten up before, and it depends on how Bones reacts. Now, will Bones get out of his game plan and try to go out there and go toe-to-toe? That's the question.
Yeah, he wants Garza to come forward. Bones Adams landed 18 power punches in the last round to only 5 by Garza.
As I said, Bones Adams is a guy that is a very accomplished fighter that people may not know a lot about because he had some injury problems, had to step out of the ring for a while. But he certainly is very talented.
And the other thing that Adams is using effectively is his slight height and reach advantage in his for Garza in the second defense of his title, or actually the first against Carlos Beretta fight, which we had on Top Rank pay-per-view, and on May 8th. He had a hard time with Barreto because he was 5'10". He was much taller than Bones Adams, but we see that even Adams' height and reach is bothering Garza.
Yeah, Bones Adams using his distance, keeping Nestor at a distance, at his good distance. As you see, he slips and he throws the jabs. They're not reaching, but you know they're making Nestor stay to a distance where that way Bones Adams is invulnerable to get hit.
And a sad postscript to that fight, Carlos Beretta ended up passing away after a fight this past year in Venezuela. So that was a sad ending to that tale.
You know, people don't know Bones Adams, who's from Kentucky Henderson. They figure, you know, he's a guy from Kentucky. What possibility of a chance can he have to become a world champion? But we saw that he has good boxing skills. He's been in the game for such a long time. He's happy to get a world title shot, and right now he's trying to make the best of it. Right now you saw he threw a good lift to the body.
You know, the difference between Bones Adams when his shoulder is good and he can pronate that left hook and throw it is huge. I did a number of those bouts where Bones' left shoulder was really damaged, and it made a big difference in his whole performance. We see here that left hook's a big weapon for him.
He has quite an impressive amateur record before he turned pro. 176-4, and in Henderson, they certainly do know this young man because his father told me that everybody was trying to buy up the pay-per-view and where could they find it, and everything was sold out as far as they knew. And they're gathering right now in Henderson, Kentucky to watch their hero, Bones Adams.
Right now they have to be extremely pleased because over the first 2 rounds he's done just about everything he wants to do in this bout.
Yeah, he has this fight dictated. Nestor Garza has to find a way to get him in there, which is he's having trouble getting in because Bones Adams is not staying and giving him that opportunity. Right there we see that he is giving him an opportunity, but he got into a clinch, making Joe Cortez break him up.
Bones Adams, very savvy fighter. I think he's doing at this point, Al, what he intended to do, stick and move and use his skills. And there's a little right that kind of snuck in there right at the end of the round. A very competitive, interesting fight so far after 2.
Very nice, champ. 3-0. Very nice, very nice. Up on my shoulder, very small left. Left shoulder? Yeah. Very nice, man, very nice. Just relax, keep the tempo going your way, you set the pace, okay? Okay. But he's rhythm. He's rhythm. Side. You go one way, you go the other way. Boom, you punch.
There's Butterbean, who got out of here early, didn't he? He's a happy man.
He showered and got out of his red, white, and blue trunks. Took him longer to get dressed than it did to fight the fight. All happy and having a good time with the crowd. Always very popular. I remember when we were down in Tijuana doing a fight, Al, the Bean couldn't go anywhere.
I think it took him longer to tie his shoe.
Yeah, he was
very popular.
Oh, yeah, he was hugely popular down there. They just followed him everywhere.
Here we go, round 3 of the WBA Super Bantamweight title fight. Bones Adams in blue, Nestor El Tigre Garza in the tiger shoes.
Well put.
Good right hand by Nestor Garza, who goes forward, puts Clarence Bones against the ropes, and he works to the body, and there, there's a little headbutt right there. Oh, well, it looked like a nasty cut.
Nestor Garza got a bad head cut over his left eye.
That's a nasty cut.
And I believe it was because Nestor was coming in.
Well, this is a shame.
Oh, this is a shame.
And you know what? You look at Bones Adams, and you look at him, and I know the cut is bad for Garza, and I tell you, it's probably going to stop this fight. You have to feel for Bones Adams. This is the kind of bad luck that has dogged him in his boxing career.
They were exactly correct.
He's performing well, and here this terrible thing happens. And if they stop the fight now, they will not be able to go to the scorecards. It would be a no decision.
Had it gone longer, I'm convinced that I think that's pretty wicked.
There's no way this fight can continue. I don't think it can continue.
Going over to Joe Cortez, going over to Mark Ratner to talk about the situation. That is one ugly, deep, wicked cut.
They look like they may continue the fight.
Oh, they are going to continue.
It looks that way.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm astonished.
I am too.
That's a terrible cut.
Right above us is just pouring, and I know Bones feels bad about it on several levels because.
Well, let me tell you something about Bones Adams. Now, I'm Bones Adams. I don't punch. I do not punch. I want this fight to get to the 4th round so that I can get it to a decision. Look at him. He's a smart young man. He's not going to throw any punches.
He's doing good.
Because he doesn't want it to get any worse.
I wouldn't let this guy get within 5 feet of me for now. Let them stop the cut and then let the fight go on. Brilliant maneuvering by Bones Adams. Just putting a jab out there to make it look like he's really competing.
And that's all he has to do is just do that. Do that. Clinch him right there. Clinch.
But on the other hand, Nestor Garza wants to end it quickly because he may not be around. So he knows what's on the other side too. An interesting equation as the blood flows from the eye of Nestor Garza.
Even Adams, look at him, the way he's throwing these punches. He doesn't want anything to land.
Yeah, like Mr. Albertine saying, you know, you want to make this fight last to the 4th round where you can get the decision. He's actually winning this fight. He's dictating the fight. He's making Nestor look like a challenger.
And the trick is to get through this round. What you really want, too, is to give his corner a chance to work on that cut.
Bones got abused there a little bit. You can see he was frustrated with the tactics of Nestor Garza, but you have to also understand Garza is probably in a little bit of a desperation mode at this point because he knows he's cut badly.
The trick for Adams is, while he may lose this round, to not lose it badly, and maybe even do enough to kind of sneak through and at least keep it close.
I would be shocked if Bones landed a right to that eye.
You know, I wouldn't.
40 seconds left in this round.
I wouldn't blame Bones Adams for losing this round unintentionally, you know, without throwing in a punch. But yeah, you know, you slap a jab here and there. But I mean, like you say, you know, you have to make this fight reach the 4th round, and then you continue, and then you start your work again. You're doing a good job right now. Just don't try to hurt that eye so much until the 4th round. That way the referee can stop the fight.
The one punch that is there for Bones Adams is the left hook, if he can throw it, because it won't land right on the eye.
Because
that time he did throw a right hand.
Yes, he did.
And it was with conviction.
I think he can't resist. If it's there, you got to throw it. He saw the opening, and he's a boxer, so he threw it.
Well, he also knows it's toward the end of the round.
Yes.
Now, his best friend, Bones Adams' best friend, is the cut man in Nestor Garza's corner.
Tell him, sit down, sit down. Sit down.
Let
me see how big that cut is.
It's outside the eye.
It's outside the eye, but we're looking at it. That is a pretty big cut. He said not to worry. Don't worry about the cut. Don't worry about the cut. Double jab and bob and weave.
No, deeper than that for me. Come on. That's it.
Here's where we get the clash of heads. Garza really initiated this more. Well, they both did. They both just kind of came ahead. Yeah, accidental clash of heads. And while it hurt Adams and he got some swelling under his eye, it really obviously did much more damage to Garza.
There we see Nestor Garza launching in, and there's a clash of heads. They were both going in.
And as you said, Al, here's Bones Adams with a chance to win a world championship after all he's been through, and a fluke thing like that happens. You have to wonder.
He's been snake bit in many ways in boxing, but that last round was as smart a piece of boxing as I've seen. And now, of course...
Oh, good left hook by Bones Adams.
Here in the fourth round, he may be able to go to work a little more, depending on how that eye is.
Well, it looked like Nestor's in desperation right there, reaching in, trying to launch in with that overhand right. Bones Adams sticking that left jab out, moving around, doing a good job.
According to our reporter, Mario Solis, who checked in the Garza corner, the Garza camp wanted to stop this fight in the third round of the commission. They went to Mark Ratner, said, you got to keep going.
Yeah, they knew that they didn't want this to get past the fourth, where Adams might have a chance to open up the cut, and then they could go to the scorecards. And of course, there's another way Garza could make this work for himself. If he can win some of these rounds, I mean, the first two rounds probably went to Adams. Round 3 was very close, and now we're in the fourth. And here it's
combination. Good combination by Bones Adams, which ended with a good left hook that connected to the cheekbone of Nestor Garza.
Also, I'm getting word that the doctor wanted to stop the fight also. And of course, under our rules, only the referee can stop the fight. Am I correct, Al?
Yeah, they would take the
Clarence.
recommendation to the doctor, so I'd be shocked if the doctor was that vehement about stopping it.
Oh, good left. Bones Adams.
Showing good hand speed, finishing off with good left hooks that are connecting real good.
You know what's interesting? That forced him to be more of a boxer because he decided to box, so he didn't punish him and hurt that eye. And that has helped him in terms of style. It's helped Adams.
Well, the eye seems to be holding up as well as can be expected at this point.
A good overhand right that landed on the side of that cut.
Garza has become a much more timid fighter now.
You know, since the beginning of the first round, you know, Bones Adams came on and made this fight. He made it his way, and that's when Nestor.
Oh, good uppercut to the chin of Nestor Garza. Bones Adams. I'm beginning to wonder who's the power puncher in there.
Well, Bones is able to land pretty much what he wants, both in terms of the left hook and the right hand. He does have 18 KOs in 38 matches, so Adams can punch with power. It's just that that's not his stock in trade. And a reminder, Garza has been hurt in other title matches and come back. His last one against Ishii, he was in bad shape in the 7th round. He was still able to come back to stop it.
Right now, we just saw Nestor Garza wink his eye because he felt that he got headbutted again by Clarence.
We're going to be going to the Garza corner at the end of this round to see what the situation is. Bones losing his balance just a little bit there, but I have to think he knows he's been in control of this fight, and he's also aware of what Al Bernstein was telling us, that Garza has been in trouble before and come back to win. Gennaro Hernandez will translate.
No big deal, Doc. It's outside the eye.
Nestor, estás muy lento, Nestor, ¿eh? Estás muy lento.
Adams able to get done pretty much what he wants. There's the uppercut and a little left hook. The counterpunching of Adams is what's been really effective.
Yeah, Nestor Garza trying to work his way in with a left, but there he gets countered with a good right uppercut and a left hook that landed flush on the jaw and on the temple. Nestor Garza trying to work again. There we see another angle there. There's that jab. There comes that right uppercut right to the jaw and that left hook that stopped Nestor from going forward.
And let me emphasize now, I believe Bones Adams can go right at that eye if he wants to.
He can do anything he feels like now.
We're
in the 5th round. If this fight is stopped because of that cut, they will go to the scorecards. And if you wonder whether Bones Adams won that last round, he landed 20 punches to only 3 by Nestor Garza, and he threw almost 3 times as many punches. So that was a big round for Bones Adams.
And right off the bat, he's going towards the right side.
Absolutely.
Straight right.
You know, Nestor Garza's having trouble trying to figure out Bones Adams. I mean, Bones Adams is doing a real good job. He's boxing good, he's moving good, he's counter punching good. As you see right there, he doesn't give Nestor Garza too much of an angle to try to set that power punch.
This is a very big ring here at the Mandalay Bay, and he's using it.
I've got to think that Nestor knows that he needs to step it up, because with the blood flowing and Bones is now out of the 4-round limit, he's got to know that he has to go in there and press the issue.
And there's another clash of hairs by both fighters. I mean, you know, but Nestor Garza getting a little bit of the worst part of that.
Bones Adams continues to stick and move and looking very good through this round.
And look at the way he's moving to his right. He wants to land right hands out. He's not throwing left hooks. He knows he can land a right on that eye, he can bust it open, and guess what? They'll go to the scorecards, and his dream has come true then.
And
right there, he looked like he backslapped a good left jab to that cut of Nestor Garza.
Garza continues to be active. But Bones Adams continues to elude him and put on a boxing display.
This is the type of fight that Bones Adams needs to do right here.
That was a pretty solid ride, and then Garza tries to step inside, and Bones Adams, as he's been doing, just slips the punches. Working the jab.
There's one thing that Nestor Garza has very great difficulty with. It is lateral movement, and you can see that Bones Adams is giving him plenty of that, but counter-punching while he's doing it.
Well, you know, I do believe that every time you fight a good, hard puncher, they have to put their feet steady on the ground. Oh,
Bones Adams has knocked down El Tigre!
And I don't think he was able to get up. He got connected with a good left, with a good right, and then a good left hook. Obviously, he got up. He's in real good shape.
Nestor Garza gets up again, but Bones Adams applying the pressure to the chin. We'll see if El Tigre can survive a savage punch from Bones Adams.
And here we see the person with less power showing the power.
Big rights again from Bones Adams, trying to finish the job.
Nestor Garza's in trouble right now.
Coming in, everyone thought Bones was a live underdog, and he is showing you why right here. Where's Danny Romero thinking he could have had this fight? That isn't to say he was going to do this, but give Adams credit for stepping in and taking advantage of the opportunity.
As a matter of fact, in the press conference, Bones Adams thanked Danny Romero, because now he has a shot, and he's definitely winning this fight. But Nestor Garza...
And they're calling in the doctor to check the cut, I believe.
Come on, give it. Let me work, Doc. Let me work, Doc. You're in my way. You're in my way now, Doc. He's fine. Está bien. Hold on. Okay, if he's not taking out every punishment, I'm going to stop.
Here's where Bones Adams was able to land a crunching right hand and then follow it up with a left and send Nestor Garza down. Counter-punching is the name of the game for Bones Adams.
There's that jab and that overhand right and that good left uppercut to finish. Right there, he falls down, and it just doesn't look like he's going to get up. There we see Nestor Garza working his way, trying to work his way in, but there comes that overhand right on the jaw, flush on the jaw with that right up, with that left uppercut that landed on the jaw too. That sent Nestor Garza to the ground.
That was two of the cleanest shots that you'll ever see, and Nestor Garza somehow is still up and going, and that's why he's so dangerous. But Bones Adams has fought a beautiful fight so far, hoping that the dream will come true tonight as the jab works inside on the chin of Garza. Garza's in all kinds of trouble. He's bleeding, he's been knocked down twice, and frankly, he needs to unload.
Bones Adams did not go to the Olympics as an amateur. At 16, he decided to turn pro. He and his dad weren't fond of the politics of amateur boxing. Of course, it isn't much better in the pros, is it? And they found that out. However, now their long wait could be over as their son, 10 years and plus into his pro career, has a genuine shot now at a world title.
You know, sometimes, you know, the fighters that don't go to the that don't do too many amateur fights or don't go to the Olympics, they think a little less of them, of course, sometimes. But, you know, here we have Bones Adams who didn't want to go, who didn't even try out for the Olympics or didn't even do it as an amateur. He's doing a very good job, and he has a chance of becoming a world champion tonight.
I think that big left hook did a little bit of damage there, Al.
Well, Garza shows you he's still dangerous, but now Bones Adams in the last 2 rounds has stepped up the pace with his jab. That's become an even more increasing weapon for him. But again, do not even now count out Nestor Garza because he's still a big puncher and he's dangerous.
You always have to be aware of Nestor Garza. His power can come at any time. Bones Adams, on the other hand, he has a good solid chin. We haven't seen him go down.
He's never been down as a pro, so that's one of the big pluses for him.
You also got to remember he has a game plan. He's a very intelligent fighter. He knows what he has to do.
He has a lot of experience, and he's doing it right there.
That's exactly what he's doing. Coming in behind the jab, doing a good job boxing, going to the body.
And I do believe that he has more experience than Nestor Garza, who's the champion.
You're probably right about that. He certainly seems to have more weapons.
Right.
Under 1 minute left, round 6. Good little combination inside from Bones Adams once again.
This is a beautiful exhibition of boxing.
Exactly.
This is what the quintessential boxer-puncher scenario. With a man that's moving and showing lateral movement, but stopping long enough to throw nice combinations and punch. Good overhand right by Garza, and that was one of his best shots of the fight.
Right now, as you were saying, a counter puncher, a boxer, and the power puncher. Right now, it just seems that Bones Adams is the power puncher. I mean, he's had Nestor Garza hurt a couple of times already. Nestor is trying to find a way to get in and trying to stop Bones Adams from fighting the way he's fighting, but he's having trouble trying to connect punches himself.
He just missed by 2 feet with that left and then a right. That one snuck in a little bit. But as we go to the end of this round, it's been a great show so far. Al Bernstein will take us through the highlights of what so far has been Bones Adams as we listen in. First, we'll listen into Bones' corner.
We ain't gonna change a thing, okay? You hear me?
We look back in this fight, key moments in round 3. Clash of heads that created a very bad cut over the eye of Garza. A little layoff for Bones Adams so he could get it into the 5th round where they could go to the scorecards if the fight was stopped, and he went to work and knocked down Nestor Garza and showed his power. So now, Bones Adams is in a position where he can very easily take advantage of things.
Feel strong? Me? Yeah. How's the legs feel?
I see his...
You look great. You look great. Come on, come on.
Now that was a great exchange. You
Yeah,
feel strong? Me? Yeah, I guess so.
You see how calm he is. I see his father behind the corner over there just pacing back and forth because he knows what's going on in this fight. We're halfway home for these two fighters. And a scheduled 12-rounder, so there's a lot to go. And Garza's stepping up the pressure. But so far, I think they've got the eye a little bit under control, Genaro.
Yeah, the cut hasn't become any type of a weapon, you know, for the referee to stop the fight or for Bones Adams to win this the title right now. You know, Nestor Garza is in there and he's trying to fight as a world champion. He's trying to find a way to get into Bones Adams, but there's just no possibility of getting in there because Bones Adams is using his head. He's moving, he's grabbing, and he's doing what he has to do to win this fight.
Adams has landed 106 punches to only 36 for Garza, so clearly outlanding him by a huge margin and throwing almost 3-1 in terms of more punches than Garza. I've seen Bones Adams fight a number of times, called a number of his fights, and he's fought well before. He has never fought this well. This is the best Bones Adams has fought. At the age of 25, he's clearly coming into his own. His body has filled out more. Everything about him looks better tonight than it has ever looked before. And of course, he fought well against Orlando Canizales before losing that bid because of the shoulder problem years ago when he tried for a bantamweight title.
And that one went 11 rounds.
Yeah.
Been unbeaten in his last 14 fights, so maybe everything you're talking about, Al's been coming together for him at this point.
He's more mature at 25. When he had that first title shot, he was still a teenager. So it's, you know, that's not easy.
And Bones Adams is a person, even though he's hurt, because he did fight with his jaw broken in the Canizales fight, from what he said that he had got it broken in the 3rd round. He continued fighting until the 11th round where he got connected again with the right hand that just dropped the jaw, and that's what forced the TKO on him.
Tough young man.
Very tough. Oh, nice right. Quick inside. Now an uppercut to Nestor Garza.
And he has Nestor kind of wobbly a little bit.
He hasn't wobbly, but he knows to back off.
When you push Garza back, though, he's in trouble. He's not a fighter that fights well going backward. I'm even surprised he's not going after him a little more.
There he goes again. He's a little wobbly. Good right hand. Nestor Garza's in trouble once again. He's absorbing punishment right to left. Combinations inside. Garza won't go down. So far trying to fight his way out of it. But Bones Adams showing quickness and power on the ropes.
And showing poise. Even though you could say he's not taking advantage, he's just making sure that he's got the right shots available to him.
Yeah, he's being very careful, very precautions. The reason why, because Nestor Garza has power, but it doesn't show in this fight that Garza has the weapons to try to knock out Clarence Adams.
Adams is showing a lot of poise. Showing another right hand right at the end of the round.
A good stiff jab to try to hold Nestor back. Another right.
7th round comes to an end. Bones Adams pitching nearly a shutout tonight. But Garza's still there.
I get more people over. You're doing beautiful. Hey, you're doing beautiful. Come on. Get the oxygen in. It's your night, baby. You're doing everything we're asking. Come on. And then some, Bones, and then some. Come on.
It's all about hand speed, it's all about combination punching, and it's about power for Bones Adams. Throwing a variety of punches. Gets Garza against the ropes and just nails him.
There's Clarence Adams. Bones Adams working that jab, working that right uppercut, left hook. He just hand speed, connecting good shots. There was a left hook that landed flush on the jaw of Nestor Garza. Nestor Garza trying to avoid the rest of the combination punches.
Let him make the mistakes, okay? You
Look
just
at the
keep being the
punch
master out
numbers.
there.
Adams with a
Stay
huge margin. In the last round, Adams landed 21 power shots to only 10 for Garza.
I got a feeling there's a lot of shocked people right now in Reynosa, Mexico, as they watch their hero in the ring tonight being handled very well by Mr. Adams. Round 8.
Well, the buzz here in Las Vegas for the last week and a half has been one of the best underdogs in the last several months in boxing was this man, Bones Adams. And a lot of the smart money, if you will, here in Las Vegas was on Bones Adams to win this fight, and he is showing that the smart money was smart.
Absolutely, it usually is in this town.
Yeah.
Comes in as only the 8th ranked contender.
And he doesn't look like an 8th ranked contender to me.
No, he doesn't.
Looks very good tonight. He looks
There's a little left hand jab to the jaw that pushed the head of Garza back. It's amazing that Bones seems to impose his will when he wants to.
You know, at the age of 7, when he was an amateur, remember the show, the old show, That's Incredible? He was on it as a guest because they thought he was so extraordinary as a boxer at the age of 7. Well, he could do the That's Incredible 2 story tonight because what he's done has been incredible.
Right. Tonight he's just put his game plan in gear. He's worked real good. His combinations are working good. And he has a champion on his way to a defeat.
Did you see him loop that little hook in there like that? Like this from a strange angle? He's just teeing off.
The interesting thing is the cut over the eye of Garza has been handled by his corner people.
Did an excellent job of that. There's a right hand to the jaw once again. Garza's found himself on the ropes time and time again. But Adams shows patience.
He backs off, makes Garza come to the middle of the ring where he wants him.
He knows he's in with a dangerous fighter.
Oh, low blow by Nestor Garza.
They're going to give him a little time to recover. That one was way south of the equator.
Bones Adams sticking that jab, sticking it out. I don't think Bones Adams wants to stay in close. I believe that Garza is a little frustrated and he's throwing some punches on intentionally, most likely to try to take the leg movement away from Bones Adams.
Now, Garza's been KO'd before and he's only lost to Angel Rosario. He was knocked out in that fight, so he can be gotten out of there. He's been down twice here in this bout.
Well, Adams isn't going to fight in close because he doesn't have to.
And Nestor Garza just connected a pretty good right to the side of the ear of Bones Adams.
If you want to see somebody working from the outside, get this tape, folks. Because Bones Adams has shown you how to do it.
Good combination there.
Another couple of punches snuck in. You see Garza shaking his head just a little bit because it should start taking its toll by now.
I do believe that those punches that Bones Adams has connected to the body and to the head have been taking its toll on Garza.
¿Cómo te sientes, Néstor?
How you feel, Garza?
No te sientes bien, cabrón.
They're telling, no, don't answer me like that because I know you're not feeling good.
Néstor, Mira, Néstor, si no tiras golpes, Néstor, vamos a tener que parar la pelea, ¿eh?
If you don't throw punches, we're gonna have to stop this fight.
¿Quieres que paremos la pelea? Bueno, ya vas, y este es el 9.
Garza threw this left hook that strayed pretty low. Yeah, and you see the grimace of Bones Adams.
Bones Adams right here with that good right hand that reached, that sent Nestor back to the ropes. He took his time, backed off, made Nestor get off the ropes.
Very nice.
That punch was right on the U and the K. He's wearing the Kentucky colors, as we've noticed tonight.
Kentucky did pretty well today in basketball beating Florida, so it's a big day for the Kentucky folks. You know, Garza only threw 16 punches in that last round, so his punch output went very low, and that was part of the reason why his cornerman said, you got to throw punches or we're going to stop this fight.
The corner people are feeling that Nestor Garza is not feeling good right now.
And I think concerned for their fighter. They understand he's not, you know, where he's supposed to be, and they don't want him fighting if he's hurting and if he's not performing well.
Why should he get hurt when he knows he's not going to win the fight at this rate?
But you see, they don't seem to understand that Nestor Garza is trying to do his best, but they got a better fighter in front of him right now with a good tactic, with good hand speed, and who could take some good punch. Because, I mean, obviously, you know, Nestor Garza hasn't been able to land a good punch.
Well, if Adams can continue this performance, he certainly made a believer out of a lot of people tonight.
There we see another low blow by Nestor Garza.
And if he keeps it up, he's going to lose a point, but I think it's sort of a desperation point. He hasn't been able to tag him anywhere.
You know, when you're in a world title fight like this, and the way you see the fight, the way I'm looking at the fight right now, you know, it's desperation all the way. Now you have to go out there and fight this fight. You got 4 rounds to try to win this fight. Something that's going to be kind of hard to do because Bones Adams is a real good fighter.
People have been waiting for a while to see this kind of performance from Adams. They've seen good performances, but he has not put it together as he has in this match, and he's been in against the likes of Kevin Kelly, Orlando Canizales, Frankie Toledo. Very good fight, Edwin Santana, good fighters in which he's come up just a little bit short in a couple of instances, but tonight he has indeed put it all together.
Do you guys think he's being a little bit cautious right now, considering he has piled up some rounds?
Well, not a little bit. I don't believe that he is. I just think that he's trying to make Nestor make mistakes, and that way he can counter off him.
Yeah, the counter punching is where he's generated a lot of his power, so he's hoping for that.
Well, he is a counter puncher, like you said, Al, and this is a perfect situation for a counter puncher.
There's a good straight right and a good right uppercut.
Nestor Garza has absorbed a lot of punches, and he never knows when they're going to come.
Right there, Nestor Garza was complaining about a rabbit punch, but I mean, you know, it was unintentional. Bones Adams was out there doing a combination, and while Nestor ducked in and got hit in the back wall, that's unintentional.
Just in that last 6 seconds, we saw him land the jab and then just throw right at will. And it seems like he can land the punches when he wants to. That's a good feat.
It's got to be for him because, and the other impressive thing I think is because of his movement, his defensive skills, he's not getting hit very much.
Nestor Garza, instead of trying to reach in and trying to land those hooks to the face, he had to try to work that body, something that I haven't seen him do. You can't.
No, that's true, and he's a good body puncher.
You know, Bones Adams is moving around, using good side-to-side movements. You have to kill those legs, and that's something that Garza's not doing.
We'll be going to the 10th round.
Then we have to, I mean, you know, Bones Adams is not going to stay there and get hit. You have to find a way to cut that ring off, and Garza's not able to do that.
You throw your right hand over his shoulder, and bingo, come back with a left hook. Come on. And roll your hands in front of you. You gotta be smart, baby. Come on. You don't know where you're going when you're rolling your hands in front of you, okay? You don't know. Roll it.
Oh, look at the punch numbers. You see Adams with a huge margin and throwing so many more. He's not landing at a great percentage, 26%, but it doesn't matter when you're throwing so many more and you're landing a lot more.
All right, segundo afuera, seconds out.
I do believe this is desperation time for Nestor Garza. He's going to have to go in there and gamble everything he got.
Well, we're wondering if he has enough tonight because his corner has been very skeptical about his chances. As we enter round 10, Bones Adams was always prepared to go the distance in this fight. I'm not so sure Nestor Garza was.
you know, whenever you're going to defend a belt, you know, I do believe that you have to be in good shape. And Nestor Garza, he's been here with some good, solid shots. He's been down a couple of times. He's gotten up. And he looks like he's in good shape because, I mean, if you weren't in shape, you would have not gotten up from those shots that he took.
That's for sure. 29 knockouts Garza has in 38 professional fights, and he's going to need one here, I do believe, if he's going to win this fight.
Interesting thing about Adams' career is that all his losses came within like 1 year period. In 1993 through 94, lost to Orlando Canizales, Frankie Toledo, and Jeff Trimble right in a row. And they were all bad luck losses. And since then, he's undefeated with only 2 draws. So things have taken a decidedly better turn for him, and they're taking an excellent turn this evening.
And he talked about that period when he had the shoulder problems and had a misdiagnosis and finally found a different doctor who said it's not what you thought it was. We're going to have to completely rebuild it. So it takes a while, just like a baseball pitcher, to rebuild such a serious surgery. People may not realize, look at the pounding that those shoulders take in the sport anyway. So it takes a while to get yourself back up to speed, a year or 2 maybe, even after you had successful surgery.
Like pitchers who need a season or so to get themselves back in, and you're right.
Joe Cortez stepping in once again. Bones Adams continues to move and try to pile up points. And
Garza with a desperation overhand right.
That just
didn't go nowhere.
Typical of the way it's going, Naro, right there. It was from here to there, and he's trying to get in there and get a shot at it. I think he's really come up against a guy who's got all the package tonight.
Right now he connected Bones Adams with a good left, but didn't bother Bones Adams, who kind of punched with a good left hand himself. Bones Adams moving around, using the lateral movements, using the ring to his benefit. There's a good stiff jab. Another one being blocked, another one to the body by Bones Adams.
Very much under control all night, has used all of his weapons, all his tools, and now they're hitting on the break almost here. I don't know if it gets to the point that Nestor feels like he has to really do something special. It might get a little bit ugly. There's another little bit low right there. Is he going to take a point away? No, another second warning. That was between just below the O and the N. Round 10 winding down in this championship fight.
Oh, Bones Adams
just tagging him.
Oh, good overhand right by Bones Adams on that little exchange.
Bones feeling it, confident, dropping the hands and dancing to the end of round 10. Got quite a story brewing here, guys.
Yeah.
It's a virtuoso performance by this young man.
You know what I mean? You're taking the school, you're doing what you gotta do. You know what you can get away with. Come on. This whole fight was designed by you, champ. You're doing beautiful. Come on.
Keep the punches up. You hit him low again one time, take some points.
I didn't hit him. His low blow. You hit the wrong corner. Come on. Wrong corner. Hey, deep breath. Deep breath. Don't let that rattle your cage. You just stay doing what you do.
And I would like to ask you, you know, you won a couple of world titles. What's it like when you know you got it in control, you can do whatever you want to, the feeling that Bones Adams must have, because this is a lifelong dream of his?
I know he's feeling excited. He's in the zone right now because everything's working for him. Everything's working for him and he's excited. He just can't lose his composure. One thing that, you know, with the experience that he has, he shouldn't at this time because he is doing a good fight. So yeah, I mean, right now he's already a champion in his mind. And that's what's good about this.
Round 11 of the WBA Super Bantamweight title fight, an upset in the works, we do believe, tonight.
Yeah, Nestor Garza received a cut, and you know it hasn't been a benefactor right now to any one of them two.
Well, they did a great job on that cut.
They did, of course, back in the third round when the clash of heads happened. It looked for all the world like Garza might not even get through that round, and had he not, it would have been a no contest, but he did, and now it is Bones Adams dominating with 2 knockdowns in this fight, controlling the tempo completely.
Oh, good hand speed with a good finishing off a left hook that connected to the side of the head of Nestor Garza by Bones Adams.
And he's been doing that through 11 rounds now.
Yeah, his hand speed is just making a big problem for Nestor Garza.
Al, did he always have this type of hand speed when you called his fight?
Yeah, Bones Adams always was a good combination puncher, but I don't think he was as in control as he is tonight, Alan, and also would sometimes throw wider punches. And we're seeing tonight Just very good skill levels.
Yeah, we're seeing a way different Bones Adams. I mean, the experience that he's got from the time that he fought Canizales to now, I mean, you see a very, very big difference right now.
Well, he's fighting what he needs to do these late rounds, and his corner told him, you know, just keep it up. You're in control.
And also, let's remember one other thing. He's fighting a fighter whose style works perfectly for him. A shorter fighter who comes forward and will walk into those counter punches. And that's a lot of the reason why a lot of the people around Las Vegas here thought Adams had a good chance in this fight. It was the style matchup.
Right, and as we hear the crowd cheering for Mexico, which is Nestor Garza, but you know, they're trying to make Garza get in there and fight, but you know, there's an opponent in front of him that just doesn't even do that.
Stranger things have happened, though. 1 minute to go in round 11.
Oh, good left hook by Nestor Garza.
And he does land that time. Bones Adams quickly goes back to the movement.
Yeah, he wipes his nose and just...
Yeah, he felt it.
Moves around a little, gets away. There's some blood coming out of Bones Adams' nose.
Garza has just missed with a couple of left hooks. It could have made a big difference in this bout. And now he's landing some.
Bones Adams using side-to-side movement, now giving Nestor Garza a chance to plant those feet to land those power punches.
Well, Adams in a prevent defense, some fans booing, but I don't blame him.
No.
If I was him, I would turn the last 3 minutes of this fight into the Bones Adams Invitational track meet.
Exactly right. Because he's sitting there with a bloody nose now, and he's tasted it, and he said, uh-oh, I almost messed up and let him do the one thing he can do in this fight.
You know, he got hit with a good left to the face that might have hurt him or might have caught his attention, that he just doesn't want to get in there and take any more punches. He's winning this fight, I believe.
As we head to the final round, we'll head to Adams' corner to see what they're going to tell him to do. They may put some track shoes on him, Al.
But you know what? Ain't enough time. Ain't nothing there. Come on, you got too much.
Read through your mouth.
You understand?
Read through your mouth. Don't worry about it.
Listen, it's
Read
okay.
through your
It's okay.
mouth.
Come on, through your mouth, baby. Come on.
Okay, guys, last round. Touch him up, last round.
This is the last round, Bones. 180.
Necesitas noquear para ganar.
You need to knock him out to win this fight. Breathe in, breathe in.
Es el último round, Nestor.
This is the last round.
Okay, ¿estás jodiendo bien? No te queda otra, ¿eh?
This is the last round. There's no other chance. There's no other opportunity. You have to go in there and gamble it. He's gonna run. He's gonna run. Follow him and throw everything you got at him.
Well, they got that right. They'll have to catch him first.
The 12th and final round.
The interesting thing is, in the last couple of rounds, Garza has out-connected Adams with power punches. The last round, 17-9 in the total punches. So Garza's made a few things happen in the last couple rounds, but certainly not enough to win this bout unless he gets a knockout.
But stranger things have happened when they go to the cards.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to...
Oh, and Nestor Garza is gambling everything. He's going after wild shots.
Now, Adams is going to have to punch a little to make him respect him.
Yeah, he's going to have to land a good, solid punch that's going to stop Nestor Garza in his tracks, because Nestor Garza, he knows he's losing this fight, and he's going to gamble it.
Bones Adams is holding a lot, which could indicate fatigue, could indicate a lot of things.
You know, I think he's using the experience. He knows that Nestor Garza is trying to go in there and throw those heavy shots, those bombs, as you may call them. But, you know, the more you hold him down, the more time goes by, and the tired he gets.
Good counter punch on the inside from Adams. Garza couldn't be more wide open if he tried.
And
he just tried to tee off like Adams is.
That's the way you stop a guy from coming in. You got to throw punches, and Adams threw the right hand. This is reminiscent of Oscar De La Hoya in his last couple rounds against Trinidad, where he didn't throw punches, and that's why Trinidad was able to chase him around the ring. You have got to be able to throw counter punches, and when you're tired, you don't throw counter punches. And he's getting hit with a lot of left hooks as Bones Adams. And remember, the 12th round, this fighter, Nestor Garza, came back against Ishii and knocked him out in the 12th round after he had been hurt early in that bout.
Oh, that was a
touch heads once again.
Yeah, Bones Adams, what he should do is just jab, get away, doing what he's doing right now, but jab. At least, throw something, You just can't go in there and run around, but I do believe that he has it in his arm, and, he has that bell around his waist.
Well, if he can stay upright, yes. But, he's been nailed with some shots.
Oh, good counter from Adams.
Both fighters connecting pretty good. There's a good uppercut by Nestor Garza. Nestor Garza, there's a little rub of the heads. There's a left by Nestor.
Garza's landed more left hooks in this round probably than he did in the entire fight previously.
My thought was, why didn't he do this back in the 8th
Well,
round?
but he couldn't, because I think Bones Adams was counterpunching him better.
And he's doing a good job right now sticking that jab and moving. People don't like it, but you know, Bones Adams is doing what he thinks what he has to do to win this fight, and just stay away from Garza and snap that jab and stop him.
It's all about the clock now. If Adams stays upright, he should be the champion.
Yeah, tonight, Bones Adams did what he had to do to win this fight. He's boxed real good. He's countered real good. This round may not look too good for him, but he did a good job throughout the fight.
Well, it's 11:40 in Henderson, Kentucky tonight, and I bet there's a lot of people getting ready to have a party, because Bones Adams, by the looks of things, has won the WBA Super Bantamweight title. We will wait for the announcement and the judge's decision, but it looks like we have a new champion.
He may have put on a prevent defense for the last round. However, before that, he did more than his share of damage, Bones Adams. In round 1, he shocked the champion by sending him down with this excellent left hook. Then things really took a turn in the 3rd round when there was a clash of heads, which created a very, very bad cut over the eye of Garza. There was a thought for a while it might be stopped, it would be a no contest. They continued on, and in round 5 again, it would be Nestor Garza tasting the canvas with that right hand and then the left. And in round 7, Bones Adams showed us he was in control of this fight with a superb flurry that sent Garza back, hurt him, and for a while it looked like Adams might close the show. In this round, he did not, but he was able to sustain through this bout, and except for the last couple of rounds in which Garza came on, Bones Adams owned this fight, and he certainly should get the decision win, and it should be a lopsided one.
You see the distress on Garza's face. You see the smile from the fine Southern gentleman, Bones Adams, tonight.
Ask him what was wrong tonight.
And right now, we have the results. Let's send it up to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the Budweiser scorecards. Marcial Vargas scores the bout 118 to 108. Ova Overson scores it 116 to 110. Patricia Jarman Manning has it 116 to 110 for the winner. And a new champion, he is Clarence. Bad to the Bones Adams.
What a moment. You can see his father is in tears in the ring. Father and son are very close. The father gives him a kiss. You won't find two nicer people. His mother 4 weeks ago suffers a mild stroke. Clarence Adams has to sell the chain of pizza businesses. They're worried about making ends meet, and now they have a world champion who's on top of the world, and the purses will get bigger. And he certainly, at this point, it's not a fluke.
And what's very impressive for this young man is he's only 25, but he's a 25-year-old veteran, and that makes a lot of difference.
And there's a disappointing face right there of Nestor Garza, who saw his title go to the hands of Bones Adams. Hey, he's really disappointed, you know.
Tough night for Nestor Garza, who is also a very class guy, and a credit to the sport. He's a warrior who takes on anybody, and to his credit, he didn't care. He said, whoever you want to put in here, you know, just put him in, and I'll fight him. So, and we haven't seen the last of Nestor Garza.
Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it. Drop your heads, be sharp, change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the